listening to the Pittsburgh Piledriver Podcast.
Oh, okay. Do we need to reset a minute?
What? So we're good. Everybody quiet down. Here we go. Second episode, same week, same stupid pod. You got the dummies. We're on here. Beef, what are we doing?
Yeah.
No, you're supposed to say rolling. Motherfucker.
Oh, damn it. Rolling.
Thank you.
I missed the cue. All right.
No long intros. Let's do weeklies.
We still have Dave with us. Dave, thanks for sticking around for a little bit in the next episode here. So, I left last episode of kind of a little bit of a cliffhanger here. So we talked about AEW, right? And they're not in any trouble at all. Blah blah blah. They might be in a little bit of trouble. Reportedly, and again, if you believe the sheets. It's being said that Triple H missed Raw this past Monday night because they're in Tinseltown working on some TV deals, right? Great. Except for it is with three people that, like, you know, I don't think we've ever even talked about. Fucking Warner Brothers was number one. I think Disney was number two, and Prime was number three.
I'd be all for Prime. It would be so great to be able to fucking watch the weeklies easily.
Three completely outside the box entities, and I think it's wonderful. But herein lies the issue. What if Warner Brothers throws them a big fat contract? Do you guys remember what happened with ECW on TNN before it became Spike TV?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. What happened?
So ECW used to run... ECW used to run... No, this is before CFI. ECW used to run, like, on Fox at, like, 1 a.m. before they got the TNN deal. TNN was like, yeah, man, let's give you a shot. That's where the character Cyrus the Virus came from. Yep. He was the network. He represented Turner, and you know he was the bad guy that everybody hated. So, I think after about a year on TNN, suddenly they shift gears and they bring on Raw, the flagship show. And they let ECW go, saying, "Oh, we don't need you." Basically, TNN ran ECW as kind of like a flyer to see, do people want to watch wrestling on our networks? And once they were like, "Oh, people do want to watch wrestling on our networks," they then brought in Raw. Fucking 2024, and we're in the exact same situation, potentially. Where Turner was like, do people still want to watch wrestling? And they bring in AEW, and AEW is killing it in terms of, you know, I mean, again, it's not fucking Attitude Era ratings, but it's never going to be again. Don't, you know, stop comparing it to that. But they're doing, you know, decent for wrestling and really good for any other programming that's not fucking the NFL. So, I'm wondering if we're in a similar situation, we're turning to be like, hey, let's put Monday Night Raw on TBS. And AEW is like, but wait, they're our competition. And Warner goes, who are you again?
Oh, no.
Oh.
And the kicker is, Tony Khan has been so loyal to them. So many, well, I can't say about so many, but like other people have reached out to him about streaming. And he's like, no, I want to try and work with Warner on streaming to make, you know, packaged rights for like the weekly show, the pay-per-views, you know, all access stuff. basically kind of the whole thing. He's like, I want to work with Warner. I want this relationship to flourish. And he has stayed basically chaste to be with Warner, and Warner could absolutely fucking cast him aside for the worldwide leader in sports entertainment.
You would have to imagine that, like, that's kind of where it's going, though, right? Because if
I got a bad
this
feeling.
Well, I mean, if this specific Dirt Sheet article is to be believed, Warner is front runner in the bidding war for Monday Night Raw. Do you see a world where Warner has both WWE and AEW? If AEW is not competition but an alternative, do they sign both companies and air them on different nights?
I mean, we the marks consider them alternatives, but like from the outside looking in, nah, man, wrestling is wrestling. Like that's like somebody looking at the XFL versus college football versus the NFL. Like I guarantee you, Ransom, if I set you down in front of a television for like 5 minutes and we didn't have any team logos on the screen or anything, you probably wouldn't know whether you're watching XFL, college, or NFL, right?
No, I'd have no idea.
Same argument. Same argument. I mean that's not the best, but I mean but layman's like I don't think that non-marks fucking wrestling is wrestling. Like that's gonna be it. So yeah, I mean is there room for that on the same network? I don't know, man.
But the biggest rumor going around is that Endeavor wants to diversify. They want a show on every aspect. So you already have cable, you already have primetime television with the new deals for NXT and SmackDown, and the biggest rumor up until just a couple days ago was that Amazon is going to actually take Raw, because then that will give them their streaming service.
Yeah,
but people are complaining that could that cause a problem with Peacock, and how much longer is that deal good for?
I mean, it's apples and oranges, man. Like, Peacock bought the rights to the network. The network being the catalog and current PLEs. Amazon would just get Monday Night Raws. However, what it would do is it would muddy the waters as to who gets what when. If I'm not mistaken, Hulu has the Raw and SmackDowns, I think, the day after.
No, it's it's the day after, but they are neutered versions. You get the entirety of SmackDown because it's shorter, but you get a truncated version of Raw.
And you get the entirety, I believe, on Peacock, but that's like a month later.
It's a minimum a week.
I think it's just a week, isn't it?
I don't. Yeah, but I don't.
Is it a week? Okay, I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
I think
it started as a month, and I think it's gone down from there.
Yeah. I would love to see them just do it like the day after. That'd be fucking great. But I'm sure there's an agreement with old America.
And that's the thing, man. Like, if now if we start diversifying, which is great word usage, further, and we get more streaming companies involved, that's only going to muddy those waters as to what's available and when. So basically, you're going to have to fucking look for it, which is not great for wrestling fans, but Prime will be like, yeah, this is great. Fucking Peacock could be like, oh, we're still getting our nut. This is fine by us.
Jesus, man, you're phrasing. I fucking can't.
I think that's why they're pushing more towards Disney, because Disney owns Hulu.
Right.
So they already have a piece of that action. They just want to expand. That's why their name is still in that conversation.
But I still, the wild card right now, wild card.
Fuck, that's a throwback.
They're the ones who reportedly at this point are pitching the most money. Why are they trying so hard to bring in WWE when you have AEW?
Do you think it's because they don't want to give AEW as much money for a second TV deal? So they're
mean,
using it
like,
as a negotiation plan tactic.
it's possible. I could have swore that they just re-upped the deal. I don't
No,
know.
they didn't re-up yet. They took
Okay.
so the original deal had an extension or like a rollover. So they initiated the rollover for an additional year. So it was
Oh.
supposed to run out, I guess, at the end of this year, but they rolled it over. So now they're going to start negotiating next year.
Fucking Dave with some prime info. Good info, Dave. Well, I'm gonna fucking give you a clap there. That's awesome. Good job.
Beef's gonna give you the
Yeah,
clap.
I mean, that's honestly
Please no.
something that. Welcome to the podcast. It's a gift everybody gets. You know, it's like the fucking parting gift from the old game shows. You know,
It's a rite of
nobody leaves our
passage.
show. Nobody leaves our show without getting the parting gift of the clap. So that's an excellent point though. You know, is it something that they're kind of like? But I mean, you don't. To me, you don't throw that kind of like an offer out there as like a negotiation tactic, because what if WWE calls their bluff and they're like, yeah, okay, and then Turner goes, well, fuck, now what?
Man, remember last episode how Dave said that this is gonna be like that 2024 is gonna be a keynote fucking year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
I'm thinking he might be right. I'm thinking he might
It's gonna be fun to watch.
Thinking he might be fucking right.
Wouldn't it be fucking wild if
CM Punk
WWE
returned
gets
in
Turner-
WWE.
Yeah, right. Hell froze over. Wouldn't it be fucking wild if Turner got the WWE deal, which then sent AEW to NBC
USA Network.
Universal, which then put into motion them getting streaming rights on Peacock for their shit. Like, how fucking wild would that be?
And AEW ends up on Monday night, and the Raw gets pushed to a different night.
Right, because they've definitely fucking talked about that. They've definitely said, oh well, Monday night doesn't need to be, Raw doesn't need to be a Monday night institution. It can be any night of the week. Yeah, man, fucking wild.
Which I think is a bad idea.
You do, yeah. I mean, I don't know,
yeah,
man.
I think
like
telling people you're negotiating with, oh, we can take your flagship show and move it to any day of the week.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, that part is dumb. Absolutely. Like, for me, again, to me, Raw is a fucking institution on Monday nights. But I can see the benefit of wanting to switch to, say, a Wednesday night. Because what's on Monday nights? Fucking
Football.
16 weeks of the year. Football. You think their audience doesn't fucking dip? They got lucky this week because it was a crap game, so they attracted more eyes with the whole CM Punk thing. Like, it could have been a banger of a game, and they would have been like, well, we'll see what happens. Absolutely. I think that would be a benefit that Endeavor would be like, yeah, man, let's blow it up. Let's see what happens. So there would be good and bad with it, absolutely. I mean, if AEW went to USA, really to any NBC Universal station, but to USA specifically, like, I think that would be a step in the right direction for them. Okay, I take it back. If they went to like Sci-Fi, I wouldn't be as like glowing with that. But like, if they end up on USA, absolutely, I think that's a good step for them.
You don't think Sci-Fi handled SmackDown very well?
I don't think Sci-Fi has handled anything well in the history of anything ever.
No. Let's not take anything away from Cube 2. All right.
What about the Sharknadoes?
Shut your whore mouth.
I said what I said. I said what I said. Sci-Fi, Sci-Fi, ECW, Zombie. That's all you need to know. Let's fucking.
You had to bring up the Zombie.
Absolutely. That's the first thing that fucking pops into my mind. Anytime somebody says Sci-Fi and wrestling, I'm like, fucking Zombie, fucking ECW, Zombie, Wrestling Heavy and Thorn. Let's go.
Hey, I just got a neat message of something that's kind of cool in my life. I don't mean to sidetrack, but I think it's kind of neat. I just got nominated for best bank teller in our area.
Oh,
Yeah, that fucking
Congrats.
neat.
well, that's amazing.
I fooled
Congratulations, buddy.
I fooled them all.
Don't tell them about the
Oh, hell.
podcast.
I won't.
You,
Don't worry. Anyway.
You deserve it, man.
Oh, thank you.
But
Anyway.
yeah, I mean, not to fucking, to bring it up again, but yeah, I mean, Dave's absolutely right. 2024 is going to be a very interesting year. And, 2023, I don't think any of us had on our bingo cards, Vince McMahon being ousted, WWE being sold, Vince McMahon returning, and Vince McMahon being ousted again. I don't think anybody called that for 2023. So, we're through the looking glass here, people.
Still my favorite swerve of business that I've ever seen. Vince getting ousted by his buddy after he bought the company.
Yep. Vince is like, I'll show you. I'll sell the company to get back in. And then they're like, you're out, Vince. I'm waiting for him to fucking don the goblin outfit and be like, out am I? Just
Out am I?
show up.
With his walker and his do-rag.
Yeah.
And his Walt Disney-esque mustache.
Oh my
Show up
god.
on the
Don't bring back prison, Vince.
Show up on the.
Did you ever take a Stone Cold Stunner? They
Yeah, he
hurt.
did at the Tyson Fury fight.
I saw that. Oh God. Oh man. Oh Jesus.
Wait, Prison Vincent
Oh.
the Tyson Fury? Oh, yeah. I saw it.
Yeah, him and I think it was was it Undertaker?
Yeah.
And they both had do-rags on.
Yep. Yeah. Boy. And again, fucking 2023, let's you remember earlier this year when we were like, and it's just starting. And now we've seen fucking CM Punk return to AEW after we were like, oh yeah, he's definitely not coming back. Get in another fight with AEW staff. AEW sell out a 90,000 seat arena. Fucking CM Punk returned to WWE, which I guaranteed no one ever thought would happen ever. And here we fucking are. There's still a month left. We still got a month of fucking insanity in us. And again, I think that we could be fucking spinning up for a really awesome but weird year in 2024.
I'm here for it. Let's go. Get fucking weird. I don't have a long time left in this world. I'm going to get weird with it.
Isn't that your catchphrase?
That is,
Sure.
I mean,
I'm gonna get weird with it. You know what they say.
Oh my God,
Oh.
fucking. Yeah, I literally
Look,
I literally just opened Facebook, and the very first thing is Warner Brothers are currently the highest bidder for the TV rights to Raw. That's fucking bonkers. Just wow.
Let's go.
Look, speaking of fucking bonkers, I know how because Tony Khan and his fucking cocaine addiction. But how do wrestling companies in 2023 going into 2024 continue to hire and not only hire but allow Ric Flair to be on television?
Oh my god.
And promote his stupid bullshit fucking beverage. Jesus
His mushroom
Christ.
energy drink.
Mushroom
Look.
energy drink.
You know
Oh, God.
that they paid him 2 substantial contracts for that. One for his stupid $23 for 3-can energy drink,
That's
and
absurd.
one for an on-air talent contract. And I don't know what on-air talent means, but I pray to God it either A, doesn't mean Ric Flair wrestling in a ring, or B, means Ric Flair dying in a wrestling ring. There's no
gonna
in
be
between.
both.
Give me one, or it could be both. It could well be both.
So, Ric Flair, this old fucking loony bin, not only did he cut a 15-minute
upcoming. I think it's for this week's Rampage. So by the time this
Rampage.
episode airs, it will air, but we haven't seen it yet.
So allegedly,
Oh, I didn't see this. I missed Dynamite last night.
Yeah. So well, this
Well, it
is
didn't
something that they
happen. It didn't
recorded
happen on
for
Dynamite.
Rampage.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
no,
okay.
but it happened at the recording for Rampage, what they did at Dynamite.
right?
Okay.
So allegedly, and we're not going to know until it airs, and who knows, they might cut it down. But allegedly, on the taping, Ric Flair cut this like 15-minute long promo, and in this promo, somehow, I would love to know how the dialogue worked up to it, but somehow he winds up saying something along the lines of like 18 to like what 23, 25-year-olds.
All you single or all you 18 to 23 or 18 to 24-year-olds without boyfriends or husbands.
No, leave your boyfriends. Leave your boyfriends at home. Leave your husbands at home, or whatever it was. Like,
Yeah,
he didn't
18 to
say
24-year-olds come to my hotel room.
Jesus.
Holy balls!
Yep.
Are we doing this? Like,
Yep.
is this?
Sure.
Yep.
How much cocaine have you ingested, Tony? Like, is it just being pumped intravenously now into your anus? Like, is that how insane you are?
You know what they say? Rick's gonna flare.
Think of it this way: Ric Flair was supposed to come into AEW years ago, but the Dark Side of the Ring episode with him doing a helicopter on a plane caused Tony Khan to kibosh that.
Did
So
it
we could have
really?
had him in AEW for 2 years.
Yep.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yep. Absolutely.
He
Yep.
was supposed to come in and be Andrade's manager.
Yep.
But clearly nothing has changed, though.
Well,
Like, Ric Flair
Andrade
got
got
in trouble
divorced
on a
from
plane.
Andrade got divorced from
What do you know? I
Charlotte.
don't think that they did.
Didn't they?
I think they've
divorced?
addressed that.
I thought
that they've addressed that, and they've said that no, that's not the case.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm out of the loop on that one. Never mind.
Well, I mean,
I didn't-
that point aside, like, AEW didn't hire on Ric Flair because this documentary aired about how, he was walking through this plane with his dingle out, helicoptering around, and, cornering a stewardess, flight attendant, whatever the fucking politically correct term is. And now you have him on the microphone, 18 to 24-year-olds, leave your husbands, leave your boyfriends, come to Ric Flair's hotel room.
Petitioning people?
It's no different.
It's not.
Like, he's still old, pervy, creepy, inappropriate, and this dude is it's gonna get cut. Like, it wouldn't shock me if that dialogue is cut on the aired version of Rampage.
It has to be.
Oh, they would have
Right?
to. They would
Still.
have to.
He said it though in front of a live crowd. So, like, it can't be swept under the rug, because I'm sure somebody got a clip of it. People have their phones out all the time now filming shit. Someone got a clip of it.
Oh, there's got to be a clip somewhere.
Holy balls! What are we doing? Things that AEW does wrong. This is close to the top of the list. What are you doing?
They're paying for his ex-wife.
Guarantee you. Mark my words here tonight on this podcast or whenever you listen to it. I guarantee you, Ric Flair will at least have one active competitive match in AEW. Guaranteed. I don't think he signed with AEW without weaseling in one in-ring competitive match into that contract.
With you
what I'm
fucking
worried
saying,
about-
the first thing that went through my head whenever you said that was, I want to go home, and I am home. Like, I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Guaranteed.
If that shit happens.
Well,
Guaranteed, because even after his last match, he said, I still want to have one more.
Yeah, my concern is that he's going to try and find a way to get into Sting's last match.
That wouldn't shock me at all.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Okay, so they've already announced that it's going to be at Revolution, and guess where it's at? Greensboro, North Carolina, where Sting and Ric Flair have all this fucking history, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's absolutely going to be Sting versus Ric Flair.
Oh my god!
I think it's going to be. You guys remember Undertaker and Kane versus
DX.
DX in Saudi Arabia?
Mm-hmm.
How
Michaels came back?
awful it was. And like, remember Taker versus Goldberg and Saudi, how awful it was? Like, I think that it's going to be worse.
Both
Well, I
matches
mean,
where
yeah.
people got concussions.
Look, I don't think it's possible for it to be a one-on-one match.
It
I
can't
don't think it can. Ric Flair in his, once again, air quotes coming up, Ric Flair's last match, that was a tag match where Jarrett, Lethal, and Andrade spent most of the time in the ring. And
Oh,
Ric
yeah.
Flair was in the ring.
Asleep.
Oh,
Ric
sleep on
Flair
the
fell
apron.
asleep on the apron.
He passed
He didn't fall
out.
asleep. He passed
That's
out.
fair.
Because he wasn't hydrated enough, because for some reason old people forget to drink fucking water.
Oh, it's 'cause
He was
drinking
hydrated. He
beer.
was just hydrated with beer.
And also fucking sweating a fucking gallon a minute. Because he's 87 years old under bright lights. Rick, my guy, you're a fucking terrible human being, and I wish nothing but the worst for you. But dude, please.
It'll be a tag match. Guarantee you it'll be a tag match. It'll be Sting and Darby against Flair and somebody.
Andrade, probably.
That's the way it's going to be. And Flair is once again going to be in the ring as an active competitor once again, blue trunks and all.
Oh yeah, Flair's going to pull the old horseman trick back when him and Sting trusted him before. It's going to cost him some match somewhere, and you're right, he's going to come back in a tag match for that final match.
Mm-hmm.
And
Look,
here's the
As
thing.
long as Darby doesn't die on Mount Everest.
He's
right?
Survivor Series in
That's a big if.
Chicago. Survivor Series in Chicago birthed CM Punk's return to WWE. AEW in North Carolina is going to birth the return to the ring of Ric Flair. I'm telling you, like, write it down.
Well, and I'm glad you brought that up because here's the thing. As much as I love CM Punk and as much as I hate Ric Flair, I think you absolutely have to draw a line between the two because they're both guys who are Teflon. Poot said that last podcast, and I think it was a great fucking word. They're both Teflon. Nothing will stick to either one of them. They both have insane amount of people that will follow them to the ends of the earth, regardless of what they do, what they say, who they hurt, whatever. They'll fucking chant CM Punk. They will fucking woo until eternity. And they're both needle movers. And I hate to say that about Ric Flair at his age. But by God, people tune in to, and you know what? I guarantee you Rampage is going to have views up a tick because everybody's going to want to see what actually airs of the Ric Flair promo.
Yep.
So regardless if it's awful, if it's, and let's remember, Rampage is an hour, so 15 minutes is a fucking quarter of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of all of that, people will tune in to see if Ric Flair's promo is actually that bad. And it probably is. But people will still get eyes on Rampage because of it.
Yep.
So,
no such thing as bad press, buddy. No such thing as bad press.
And again, if I'm gonna sit here and build CM Punk up and say the same, I'm gonna I to be fair, I have to say the same fucking thing about Ric Flair because they're peas in a pod, not like ethically or morally, but like wrestling wise. I think that they're both very similar. I don't know, man. I have no. Like, I joke about seeing Ric Flair dying in a ring. Like, oh, one of the other. Like, I don't want to see that, man. Nobody wants to see that. Rick, go home, brother.
Don't say nobody.
Just fucking stop. Just okay. Well, that's fair. That's fair. And I mean, again, I'm not judge. I'm not jury. I'm not Judge Judy here. I'm not gonna say what he deserves or whatever. It sounds like he's been a pretty fucking terrible person. So, like, make those conclusions as though you will.
The problem is, I know I said no press is bad press, but the problem is if they air the full son of a bitch, I'm really, really, really worried that they're in a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. If they air the whole fucking thing, there's going to be a bunch of backlash. If they don't air the whole thing and it's clearly edited, people are going to fucking shit all over them because we know what happened, and they're going to catch bad press because they're trying to manipulate the situation. Like, I know you guys are sitting there thinking, nah, that won't happen, but it fucking will. And they got to they got to thread the fucking needle on this one. And the hole in that needle head is about a micron like wide.
But let's not forget, Ric Flair has publicly stated on several occasions two things. One, I will never retire. And two, I will die in this ring. He has said both of those things on multiple occasions. Now,
Well,
I'm not saying
that's why. Sorry, go ahead.
No, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that's why he's a needle mover now. People just tune in to see if he's going to die on TV.
Well, and I'm not saying that like he's planning his end in the ring, but like if there was ever the odds of somebody dropping dead in the ring that's not off of a botched move, well, Ric Flair's pretty high up there.
Didn't he have a fucking heart attack in the ring on WCW?
No, I don't know about that. He might have. I don't know.
But like, and like again, I get it. Like, it seems like the optics of it are bad. The optics of it are bad, right? Like, it doesn't look good for Tony Khan to be doing this. But at the same time, if it's good business, it's good business. I want to criticize him, but again, I get it. Like, he's not Ric Flair's grandpappy. He's not, fucking out there to make sure that Ric Flair doesn't die. No, man. Tony Khan's a businessman. He's trying to make money. And if Ric Flair can still make him money, and it sounds like he can, it's frustrating. It's frustrating as a fan, but at the same time, like, we have no one but our ilk to blame for this.
I mean, how much money can he actually make? He almost botched a low blow on the pay-per-view. Like,
yep.
Christian, I'm pretty sure actually hit the man because he would not stop punching him.
But people still tune in, man, because it's fucking Ric Flair. And you know what? I'll go out on a limb and say the same thing would exist for Hulk Hogan. Because for whatever reason, people gravitate to what they know. That's why Ric Flair's returns are so successful. That's why Hogan's returns are so successful. That's why CM Punk's returns are so successful. Because because these guys loom so large in the lives of wrestling fans with the things that they say and their actions and their matches. They loom so large that people are like, you know what? I want to see CM Punk's next match. I want to see Ric Flair's next match. I want to see John Cena's next match. And it brings back old eyes. And that's kind of the idea, is that you're trying to revive, bring back the old fans. Oh, did you hear that Ric Flair is going to be wrestling down at the Greensboro Coliseum in Sting's last match? Oh, no way. Let's check it out. I'm sure it's going to sell the pay-per-views that way.
It will. And for whatever reason, people buy the pay-per-views, whether it's nostalgia or whether you just want to see how god-awful it's going to be, people are going to buy them. I bought the pay-per-view Ric Flair's last match.
Oh,
because I wanted to
poor
see.
Bastard.
I mean, I wanted to see the disaster that it was, and it did not disappoint. It was the worst thing I have ever seen in a wrestling ring until AEW puts on this show in Greensboro, North Carolina, when Ric Flair wrestles again. And I could tell you this. if we aren't at Beef's house watching this pay-per-view, I'll probably buy it.
If
I'll buy it to see an AEW pay-per-view, but I probably wouldn't buy it if Ric Flair wasn't wrestling. I'll get updates from Beef, but if I'm not in his place, I probably wouldn't buy it. But if Ric Flair's wrestling, you better believe I'm going to buy it, because if that guy dies in the ring, I want to watch it.
If I will put it this way, if AEW creative at all has any fucking sense about them, they are going to just we're honoring Ric Flair and Sting, and just have a hype package, have them come out, have them cut a promo. If you want, have Ric Flair chop someone, no match, just a little to do. Like, like do a little thing like that. If they have any sense, that's how they will fucking handle this. Because if they don't, and they put that geriatric, mostly made of dust and porn mags on the fucking thing, I don't know it's one of those things I don't know if AEW, in my eyes, green dust, dusty old bones full of green dust. If they do that, I don't know if AEW is going to be able to recover from that. I don't. Truly.
Yeah, fucking Tony Khan will be recovering all the way to the fucking bank, man.
Yeah, I bet if they put on a pay-per-view where Ric Flair wrestles and they promote it, it's probably going to be one of their biggest buy rates that year.
Yep.
I bet it will.
I agree. I hate to say it, but I agree.
Because you'll have not only the AEW faithful that buys an AEW pay-per-view because they like what they see. Like, I'm not shitting on AEW pay-per-views. Like Beef said, the in-ring stuff that they do is the best ever, or at least some of the best that's on today. So you can't beat the in-ring product that AEW is putting out. So you're going to have the AEW faithful buy that pay-per-view because they put on great in-ring products, but you're also going to have that extra group, the same people that bought the Ric Flair's last match pay-per-view, to see Ric Flair wrestle again. Ugh. And again, coincidences, they don't lie. Like, Ric Flair shows up right at the same time where they're announcing Sting is going to wrestle in his last match. That's not coincidence. Like, it's not. Like, I'm telling you, man, I'm willing to bet they signed some sort of deal with Flair because it's Sting's last match that Flair's somehow going to be involved in the ring.
Yep. And the fact that he's already been physical in that the patriarchy match tells me everything I need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's gonna happen. It's coming.
When is that pay-per-view? Is it March?
It is. Yep, March. I just had it up and it's gone. But yeah, March 2024. Hey, look at that, 2024. How about that?
Yuck.
I mean, okay. I get it. Like, Sting and Ric Flair have this big, giant history. Greensboro Coliseum, it's a historic barn. Like, and they're, I understand the parallels, and it's awesome and it's cool. But like Poot said, trot Flair out there for a hype package. Be like, oh, we're happy to have Ric Flair here for Sting's last match where they did so much great business here in Greensboro, North Carolina. And now Sting's gonna face fucking, Powerhouse or Wardlow or whoever and just get, obliterated to dust as he should because it's his last match and that's gonna be the end of Sting. And a hot young talent can be the guy that put over Sting just like Baron Corbin did with Kurt Angle. But like, shots fired, bang bang. But like I get it. Business wise, I get it. He's gonna sell some pay-per-views. But yeah, I feel like there's at least one match in Ric Flair's AEW contract, and this is probably going to be it.
Look, Tony Khan, while he's a good businessman and he has deep pockets, first and foremost, he's a wrestling mark.
Yeah.
He absolutely is.
And you can't really be a wrestling mark without, being a shill for Ric Flair. And
Hard disagree, but go on.
The Tony Khan type wrestling mark.
I'm a wrestling mark. I'm a wrestling historian. And I can't stand Flair. I think even before all this shit came out about him, I've always thought that Ric Flair was overhyped and underdelivered.
I love hearing beef bash on the Flair dynasty. Just all of them. Every last one of them. Fucking love it.
He's not. Hey, everybody goes, oh, but what about Steamboat versus Flair? They were incredible. You know why? Because Ricky Steamboat was one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Ric Flair was there because he knew how to fucking draw money. Yeah, so did Hulk Hogan. Doesn't mean he was a great wrestler. He's still, again, Pantheon, absolutely. Ric Flair's up there. But, people like he's the greatest of all time. No, he's fucking not. Triple H is better than him. Fucking Bret Hart's better than him. Fucking CM Punk's better than him. Fucking bet. Sorry, Ransom, you had a point. I trampled all over it because I got upset. Go ahead.
It's okay. I don't see a world in which Ric Flair goes to Tony Khan and says, hey, what would be great? If I wrestled again. One match in AEW. Think about it. Ric fucking Flair. The greatest of all time. Wrestling for your company, AEW. What do you think? I don't see a world in which Tony Khan goes, look, Rick, you make a good point, and you're the greatest of all time, and you draw a lot of money, but I just don't think so. I don't think that's the multiverse universe in which we live. I think in our multiverse world, Ric Flair pitches that to Tony Khan. Maybe Tony says no. Rick pitches it again. Maybe Tony says no one more time. But if Rick is persistent, I think Tony Khan says yes. Regardless of whether or not we believe it's a bad business decision or a bad wrestling decision or whatever, I think Tony Khan will mark out too big to say no to Ric Flair wrestling his quote-unquote last match in Tony Khan's company. I don't think it happens. I think Tony Khan will say yes. I don't want him to. Yes. I don't want him to, but I think he does. I think he says yes, and I think Flair wrestles, and I think it's going to be horrible.
Horrible is an understatement. That's an understatement. It's going to be an abomination. I don't even think that's a strong enough word. I think an affront to God might be a better use of term.
The last match he had with Crockett, that Ric Flair's last match pay-per-view, that I said it on the podcast that we did afterwards. That was the saddest display of anything that I have ever seen inside a wrestling ring. It was very sad, dude. And this will be worse.
That's one of the worst things in listen, there's one thing to see a bad match. That's one thing. That's one thing to see a bad match. There's one thing to see a match that you're like, ooh, that was ugly. That was rough. That was this. That's one thing. But to watch a display in wrestling that is sad, oh, dude, that's a whole nother level of cringe. That's a whole nother level of disappointment. Just like, yeah, no.
Okay, so this is I don't want to say breaking, but this was posted at 5:43 today by Ric Flair on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it.
No.
And every single word of this is capitalized. Not every letter, but every single word individually is capitalized. I am so tired of hearing all this negativity. I don't need to work, and I don't need the money. Can't I simply enjoy being by my dear friend Stink's side for the next few months without so much hatred? I know I'm old, but that doesn't mean I can't enjoy life. I have earned the right to do whatever I want, and I'm exactly where I want to be. I appreciate everything, Tony Khan, but I'm more than willing to walk away if I'm embarrassing you and your company. All I can say is I'm sorry.
That is a A desperate reach of a sad fucking man.
This is obviously in response to everybody like just fucking coming at him for this promo, which, with all due respect, is exactly what they should be doing. Because professional wrestler or not, fucking 25, 75, 95, I don't care how old you are, you shouldn't be standing with a public microphone saying, hey, all you 18 to 24-year-old girls who doesn't have a boyfriend or a husband, come over to my hotel room. We'll see what happens.
You're making him too much of a saint. He said even if you do, leave him at home. I want to make that fucking clear.
Yeah, not good.
Oh boy.
Fuck that stupid idiot.
This is great. This is great. This is great. Hey, I do want to do Stump the Chump, especially with Dave here. I think he could lend a hand. But did you see some optimism that Mercedes Moné might be returning to WWE as well?
Don't care.
Wow.
They've been saying that since Triple H took over.
Well, I mean, the last I heard was that she was basically a shoo-in for AEW. But now, like, if you look at the totality of War Games, we saw 2 of the 4 horsewomen to come together to beat the other one. And now Bayley's probably going to be kicked out of her own stable. And the other 2 horsewomen are probably going to come to back her up. You know, I get the feeling that maybe, just maybe, we might be seeing the return of the boss.
You think we're going to finally get that 4 horsewoman match?
I think that they'll wrestle together as a team, yes.
That's what I mean.
Probably
Yeah,
at
as a
Mania,
team.
that'd be cool. Yeah. I still wish they would have done the 4 horsewomen versus the 4 horsewomen, but the other girls, the UFC horsewomen weren't ready to go.
They weren't even
sadly.
close to being ready at that point.
No. But like, so then why film the vignette? I don't know. Like that's something that I've always kind of wondered. Like, why the fuck do they film that vignette if they have no intention on it? Regardless, I think that that's something that could be in play. Again, I know that I'm a Sasha Banks mark, so I will absolutely kind of take that for a grain of salt for myself. I just wanted to throw that out there because again, to me, I think that that's a pretty big, like, potential wave in signing. Like, I think that, AEW women's division, while getting strengthened, could still use someone like Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, and I think that her going back to WWE would be a big fucking deal.
Well,
I think
so again, refresh my memory. She left because she was unhappy with the storyline that she was being put into. Is that correct?
Yes.
With Naomi?
She was unhappy with the whole tag team title issue.
Right. The fact that they weren't
it wasn't being lifted
well
up.
represented. Right.
Yeah.
So again, that was a Vince McMahon era decision. Like,
Yep.
that wasn't a Triple H decision. That was Vince McMahon and his storytelling.
Yep.
What better time for Sasha Banks to come back to WWE now that Vince is gone? Especially, again, Beef, you tell me, because you're in touch with the whole, old school NXT thing. Sasha Banks was a big Triple H woman, right?
She was one of 3 women that took his who helped him disrobe at that WrestleMania. It was her, Charlotte, and Alexa Bliss.
So, I mean, again,
Absolutely.
what better time for her to come back now that Triple H is completely in charge of booking, knowing full well that if she does come back, Triple H will probably do right by her booking wise. And if that was her biggest gripe about leaving, was she didn't like the way that she was being booked or the way that the tag team titles were being booked, and her opinions or her concerns were falling on deaf ears with Vince McMahon, but they would have been received and at least listened to with Triple H. I mean, why stay gone at this point?
And also,
why not come back?
I think she wanted to pull a Cody, and I think that she, has done that more or less. Like she went out and proved that she can be the hottest commodity in women's wrestling. She put on some bangers from New Japan, and it's proven that AEW would love to get their hands on her. And again, let's be real. I know that again, no one is saying the words competition anymore, but like, you don't think that Triple H would love to get another one that Tony wanted?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jade is someone that Tony put a lot of time into, and he sniped her. Cody was a guy that helped build the company, and he sniped him. And Cody was more of a Vince thing, I think. But like CM Punk, like again, we know what CM Punk and Triple H were, and for fucking Triple H to bring him back, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, like if Triple H is like, oh man, Tony Khan wants Mercedes, like he's absolutely gonna get in the fucking horn and be like, hey, come back to WWE.
Especially if he was already high on her to begin with.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Vince McMahon didn't know how to use her. Like if that right there is something that was happening, like
I don't know if it's Vince McMahon didn't know how to use her. I think he just did not give a fuck, and he was stuck in his ways. It was the beginning of the. She was a casualty of wrong place, wrong time. I really believe that it was wrong place, wrong time, and I think, to be perfectly honest with you, and very rarely on situations like this will I like 100% agree with Beef. I think it would be a bigger deal for her to return to WWE than AEW.
oh yes.
Way bigger deal.
Yeah.
Way fucking bigger deal.
Well, I think these talks are coming up now because based on her injury, she should be coming back already. And the
Very,
fact that
very
she hasn't gotten back into the ring or said anything, that's why everybody keeps saying, oh, she's probably working on a deal. I wouldn't be surprised if she does show up in WWE. It's going to be at the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Like, she'll be that surprise entrant.
I was just gonna say, if she comes back, the Rumble's the perfect spot for her to come back in.
I mean, imagine a spot where you have like all four of Damage Control. I guess it'd probably be three of Damage Control, and they're beating up Bailey. You have fucking Asuka and Kyrie and Dakota, or maybe you throw in Saray in there as well, who's reportedly maybe going to be part of that stable at the end of things. Like imagine, and then like you have Charlotte come out to like help even the odds, but she's losing the battle, and then Becky comes out to like help, but she just can't, and like they're just keeping on, and then fucking out comes the boss. Like it writes itself. It writes itself.
Oh yeah, you've got that entire melee going on in the ring, and you get that 10-second countdown, and all of a sudden her music goes off.
Oh,
Yeah.
the pop.
I mean, that
It would
place
come
would go
unglued.
nuts.
The pop would be
Yep.
astronomical.
Right.
Yep. That's what I'm saying, man. I feel like so much has changed in the last 3 months with this whole Endeavor deal, with Vince coming back and then being ousted again. Like, I'll lean on it again, man. Dave said it so aptly. Like 2024 is going to be the year to watch. I think that we're going. I think that we're going to look back at 2023 in years to come and say, man, what a wild ride! And I can't believe that it spurred us on to what happened in 2024.
You think we're going to
I
look
think
at
that
it as
2023
the
is going to be the
2023 is going to be the bump set?
the 1997, if you will, like everything that happened in 97 that kind of make the universe come alive in 98, 99, and 2000.
But it also has the
again,
opportunity to be that 99 2000 area where we could fall apart into 2001 and 2.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is 100% correct. You are another great point by Dave. With much chagrin, I will admit that that's another great point, because yeah, this could absolutely fall off the rails a myriad of different ways. I honestly, and again, I would like to do some stump jumps maybe, but like honestly, kind of a final thought here. I feel pretty okay with where WWE is. I think it's on very solid ground. I don't have that same kind of, especially with this whole like Turner TV deal potentially looming overhead of WWE and AEW. I don't feel the same about AEW. I feel like that's going to be that there could be a lot of flux with contracts coming up. You know, Ricky Starks I think could be a guy. And there will be others that I think could potentially make the jump. I think that the AEW could be in flux.
So do you think
For better or for worse?
do you think in 10 years we're going to be looking back at AEW and going, "Man, what look back and
Yes.
go,
I think
what
that's
could have
exactly
been? What could have been?"
I hope not. I'll phrase it like that. I hope not. I hope that we're not looking back saying what could have been. I hope that we are looking back and saying it was kind of a bump in the road.
I mean, I hope so too, but you know,
You know what they say.
yeah. You know what they say about Stump the Chumps. Our champs at this point.
Yeah.
Champs at this point. I think Ransom deemed
I don't
us
know,
champs.
man.
Ransom deemed us champs.
I mean, we have a guy on the show that beat us recently enough that I think that we might still be chumps.
Fuck them. Oh, hi,
To be
Dave.
fair.
Hey,
To be fair.
yeah, exactly. But here's the deal. In all fairness, I would love to be part of Stump the Chumps, but for everybody else, I think that is your guys's, and I don't want to give somebody else a fair advantage by taking that away from them. So I'm going to go ahead and bow out.
Wow.
Oh, look at Dave having the integrity.
Look,
All
that's
right.
an integrity move right there.
Yeah.
So you guys, enjoyable night. Thanks for everything, and I'll be looking forward to talking to you guys soon.
All right.
Yeah, buddy. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks for showing up, Dave. We appreciate it.
Thank you, allegedly,
You're
Dave.
welcome.
All right, there we go. All right,
Great
boys.
Russell talks from the man in the catbird seat of the cruiserweight title. You know,
The old catbird seat.
he's a
Catbird.
smart guy. Shows why he's maybe going to be the next cruiserweight champion, and also why he was able to beat us.
Yeah,
However, we
wise
can't say
man.
the same thing with the Maniac, who is not going to retain his title and probably will not beat us.
Bring it on,
Here we go.
Maniac. Let's go.
Maniac, this is for you. I hope it didn't just dig us a grave. At what event did John Cena win his first World Heavyweight Championship, and who did he defeat?
World heavyweight.
Yes, so we are not talking WWE title here because we know that was WrestleMania 21 with John Bradshaw Layfield. This is not that. This is the other one. All right.
Shit.
So things got fucky with the draft. Oh no. That's when Cena brought the WWE title to Monday Night Raw.
Why don't we whittle it down to a time? Because
Yeah, I'm working on it.
oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna let you go because this was the heyday, real strong heyday of Cena was when I was not watching. So I will try and parcel out as much as I can.
So the world title gets a lot of credit for being the Raw belt for a long, long time, and it was.
Mm-hmm.
But when they brought Cena to Raw, they brought back the WWE title, and then the world title became the SmackDown thing, and it was on there for a while. And Cena was a Raw guy for, again, a while. It may have even been at Wait.
Wait.
This is a trap.
It's a trap.
Damn you.
I'm pretty sure
Finish your thought.
that John Cena never held Big Gold exclusively.
He did.
He did. Okay.
Ransom, you just Beef goes, I'm gonna dive into the pool, and he was at the 2-foot mark, and you went, wait.
Yeah. Good call. I would have cracked the skull.
You just grabbed him and pulled him back because look, man, that is the one thing that you do is you'll immediately go off into the rails. Beef, think Occam's razor here while Ransom wrestles his refrigerator.
Oh, I need more hydration. I needed to hydrate.
I just.
He did.
I don't remember
Cena. Yeah, he definitely held that big belt
by itself.
Oh yeah. Not like the combined undisputed.
Okay.
Thing like it was a full blown one belt only world heavyweight championship. Definitely. He held it more than once.
I just always think about him with the stupid spinner. And then
Yeah.
like the logo title. Like I don't see.
I don't think he held it a lot. Like, I don't think there were many reigns.
Him pulling it off of someone though, Cena would have had to have pulled it off of a heel.
Yeah.
They were still pushing him all face-like.
Well, yeah, Cena was never a heel since the rapper gimmick.
Was it maybe Batista?
No.
Like I Walk Alone Batista? Like Spotlight Batista?
No.
This would have been before Spotlight Batista.
Yeah, Spotlight Batista was what, late 10s?
Yeah, it was right before he retired.
Yeah.
Like that was the
which
twilight
I still think was the best Batista.
Yeah,
100%.
Oh, Spotlight Batista, best Batista, 100%. Going back and rewatching, 100%.
Oh, gross.
Oh God.
Because I'm trying to remember Cena WrestleMania matches, because again, that's where my mind goes, and like they were all revolving around the WWE title, as far as I remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this definitely wasn't Atomania, because we would know that.
Sure.
And I think, like, I want to say around the time where Cena would have won this belt, it would have been bouncing around between the likes of
maybe Khali.
Maybe Khali. Because he did hold it that one time.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was bouncing around between, like, Khali was in there, Edge was in there at the time, Rey Mysterio, Batista, Jericho. Like, all those guys were holding that belt, I think, around the time where Cena would have won it. And I think, Rey Mysterio was definitely a face at that point. I think Batista was still a face. Mm-hmm. So I would count those two out. Like, he's not going to beat Mysterio or Batista because it's going to be face versus heel. And I don't think, because I think Khali only held it like once.
Right. I think he may have lost it to either Undertaker or Batista, actually.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
So I think Batista, Mysterio, and Khali are probably out. So it's probably a safe bet to say, like, it probably would have been around a Jericho, an Edge. Who else was heels around that time that would have held that belt?
Who would have been?
Did Orton ever hold that belt? Well, like when he was a heel.
Who would?
Yeah, Orton did, but like I don't think that like him and Cena like ever intersected on that belt. I know that they had a lot of matches on the WWE title, but I don't think for the world title.
Who would have?
What about Triple H? What about Triple H as world champion?
No, they wouldn't have. Triple H wouldn't have golden shoveled himself.
I mean, he lost. He lost to Cena at WrestleMania 22
at WrestleMania.
for the WWE. Yeah.
See, I think Cena and H, when they were feuding, when H was a heel. Bless you.
Thank you.
I think that was the WWE Championship.
Okay.
I don't think that was World. CM Punk was around the same time, but he was a face with the World Heavyweight Championship, right?
Yes.
Initially, yes. Initially.
Okay.
However, his second, like the second coming of Punk, like when he was feuding with Jeff Hardy and everything, he was a heel, and that was for the world title.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right.
Now the thing that I'm thinking about is who would be able to eat a pin from Cena and still look strong in the process? Of all the names,
Edge seems like a safe pick, but it also seems super obvious. But
all the people that you guys threw out, the two that really stuck with me were Edge and Jericho. Because Jericho could fucking lose and lose and lose and lose and lose and lose, and he'd be fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know that whenever Cena first came over to Raw, he was in a program with him and Christian for the WWE title. So this would have been like suit and tie Jericho, like short hair suit and tie Jericho.
In my opinion, one of the best Jerichos.
Yes. Also, yes.
Is it possible that Cena would have won in a multi-man match?
I don't remember there being a lot of those
like
for the world title around that time.
What were they called? It was called the you know what I'm talking about, like
Super
the match
Brawl
where they had
Saturday?
like 5 people, the scramble, the championship
scramble. Yeah. I don't remember Cena being involved in those.
Okay.
He was kind of above that.
I mean, he could have been.
Or like
I just can't.
like elimination chambers.
Might have, maybe. So I'm trying to think of Cena in that era. Like, oh shit. So that's we have to build
Cena
off
with
of
the world title. Cena with the world title is definitely like in my blind spot. So this is a great question.
Yeah, like I said, there weren't many. I don't think. Less than a handful.
Like now that you say it, like I remember him. I think he had like the white shirt with like the camo, like chain gang soldier logo, and like the camo hat when he had the world champion. Because I do remember him, at least in a graphic, having the world title on his shoulder.
So
yeah,
postulating. Is it just postulating? Is it possible that he's asking a themed question around the last event that happened? Because if it's not sticking out as a WrestleMania or a Royal Rumble or a SummerSlam, and I know you said it's a blind spot for you, Beef, but that would jump out of your brain. I know you. Is it possible that he's thinking about an event that recently happened, like, I don't know, some Survivor Series?
SummerSlam, Super Bowl,
Summer Series, the Survivor Slam.
Summerfest, remember whenever Jeremy Niven or whatever his name was called it that Summerfest?
No, wasn't it Mike Hadley?
No, Mike Adamley called Jeff Harvey, Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Harvey.
Summerfest was that guy from Entourage that wasn't, yeah.
Jeff
the one that got super famous, but and then kind of fell off. Anyway, we're off the beaten track here. Maybe Night of Champions. Maybe Night of Champions. To be fair, he's not asking the when. He's asking. No. Oh no, he is. What event? No, he is. At what event did John Cena win his first world title, and who did he defeat? So we do need the event.
That's why I'm saying, man. Like we're at arguably one of the big four. I
don't think Survivor Series like had like traditionally they don't do a lot of title matches at Survivor Series.
I thought they didn't they? Like I always thought they had a. I mean, I thought the Survivor Series match was like a like a themed match, but I thought there was always like big matches there too. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm trying to think now of Survivor Series and Cena, and around that time. Did I lose you?
No.
No, I'm
why
here.
does Jericho Night of Champions sound familiar to me?
Well, he probably won a championship at Night of Champions. That sounds like a thing that would have happened.
Like I feel like Cena beating Jericho for
gross.
world title at Night of Champions is something that would be like in a purview of mine.
Did Cena win a title at a Night of Champions?
I mean, you would consider. I mean, to Poot's point, you would think that Cena would win titles mostly at like big events.
Right.
You know, your big fours.
Right.
Well, and Survivor Series is one of them, man.
Yeah. I don't remember Cena winning the world title at a SummerSlam. I don't remember it at a Rumble either. Did he win a world title at Mania?
I
Not
don't think
that I
so. That
can
would
remember.
jump. I really believe that would jump out of Beef's.
Well,
Like-
here's the thing. I will readily admit that like WrestleMania's 25 through like 29 are almost a dark time for me because I skip those ones a lot because they're not great. Um,
What
I
what did Cena wrestle for when he came back from his injury at the Royal Rumble? You know, when Triple H was all dumbfounded face.
that was the WWE
Okay.
because Edge faced Undertaker for the world title at that event at WrestleMania 24. So
Okay.
that was him versus Triple H versus Orton. 25, I think, was Cena, Big Show, maybe.
That
Or
that was a world title.
was it? Okay.
Cena versus Big Show wasn't for the WWE title.
What was the WWE Championship match that year? Was that? Because the following year, I think, was Triple H Randy Orton. Uh,
Oh, gross.
25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25. Triple H. I
Triple
mean,
H
that
Batista?
may have been
No.
Jericho versus. I think 26 was Cena versus Batista.
Ooh.
So 25 I think was Cena versus Big Show versus Mark Henry, maybe.
That wasn't for the
And
WWE one though.
it would have been for the world title, right? But I think Cena was already champion heading into that match.
Hmm.
I think. Now you got me. Now you got me guessing.
Yeah.
It's like I can't remember Big Show carrying or even Mark Henry carrying a title into WrestleMania. You know.
No. Maybe he didn't face. Maybe Cena didn't face Big Show for the world title at WrestleMania. Maybe I'm off on that. Because yeah, someone would have had to have brought it in, and it wouldn't have been Big Show.
I don't know who else. I don't know who else he would have beat for the world title at WrestleMania 25. Assuming that's the kind of the tendril that we're pulling at here. I honestly think it was Cena versus Big Show or Cena versus Henry and Big Show at WrestleMania 25. That's kind of what sticks with me.
Right, but who was the champion coming in? Because if Cena was the champion coming in, that's not the one.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I think, yeah, I think that's the case. So the title change probably the title change probably would have happened in the fall of that year between WrestleMania 24 and WrestleMania 25.
What year was 25?
I don't fucking know, man.
Man, I just don't.
Fucking 15 years ago is my math right on that?
I just
15
don't.
years, so
I don't know, man.
Well, hold on. So let me
no, that was Big Show. Edge came in as the champion because that was the year that Cena gave the F5 FUAA to both Edge and Big Show, like on his shoulders.
Okay. And did he win
Edge
that match?
would have come in as champion in that match.
Okay.
And Cena definitely won that. But so that's one. But is that the first one? Right.
So I can tell you that he was predominantly involved with the with the WWE title. He won the WWE title at WrestleMania 21, defended the WWE title at WrestleMania 22, defended the WWE title at WrestleMania 23, challenged for the WWE title at WrestleMania 24. And I think that he was involved in that whole fucking thing. Now, so following from WrestleMania 24 out, Taker had the belt. Mr. Kennedy won Money in the Bank. No. Was that CM Punk's second term, his first or second term? Fuck.
I'm not trying.
CM Punk won at 24. CM Punk.
I'm not trying to be the dissenter here, but we're starting to go off into the rails or off into the weeds.
I know what I'm doing here because I'm about to give you a title history. Because CM Punk, when he won the title, he didn't beat. He didn't cash in on for the WWE Championship. He cashed in for the World Title. He didn't. His first WWE Championship wasn't until he beat Cena at Money in the Bank. So Punk wins Money in the Bank at WrestleMania 24. He cashes in on Edge after Batista beats up Edge. You heard me. Edge, I think, would have gotten it back from Punk during that, the back and forth these. So yes, Edge. But what did Cena do?
What did Cena do? Where's John? Gross.
Because yeah, absolutely, I believe that Edge because Punk won the world title in the summer. How did Edge get the title off of Undertaker? I don't remember that, but I remember it happening because I remember it was in the summer because I was camping with my family, and my brother came out the next day and told me that Punk cashed in and took the title off of Edge after Batista beat him up, and I'm like, well, that's crazy, but okay, that's cool. And I remember being super wild about it. So that would conceivably put Edge in the world title picture in the fall. Ergo, carrying the title into WrestleMania season. I don't think that they would have had John Cena beat Edge for the world title before WrestleMania, right? Because that seems like that would be a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Like someone talked me off of that ledge. So it may have been Cena beating Edge and Big Show WrestleMania 25 for the world title.
That doesn't feel right. and I'm probably the least knowledgeable about this time period, but that doesn't feel right. I know you skip those Manias, but it just something feels weird about that.
I mean, I can tell you for fucking certain that John Cena would not have won the world title before then.
Well, no, I'm not saying it
in the WWE title chase, and I think that Ransom is one because.
But what about shortly after that? What about like after that?
But I can tell you that Edge would have carried the title into Mania, and John Cena won that match at Mania. Ergo, he would have beaten Edge for that world title at Mania.
Then I honestly, I feel bad saying this. I don't really have much to contribute on this, so I will go with consensus.
And I can't imagine them putting the title on Cena, months before Mania. That's weird to me. Not outside the realm of possibility, because this was a big time of hot-shotting titles.
Yeah, they did potato it a lot. Oh,
but,
shit. They did put it on Cena before that. Fuck.
Okay.
Poot was right. Was right. It was Survivor Series. It was Survivor Series because he came back off of an injury. Shit. He came back off of an injury in fucking Massachusetts. It was a big fucking stink because he came back off of an injury in Massachusetts and won the stupid title at Survivor Series. I don't know when he dropped it to Edge, but he dropped it to Edge before Mania. Faced Edge and Big Show at Mania because I can remember the commentators making such a big stink about how, powerful and strong Cena was, picking both of these guys up after having just come back off an injury a few months beforehand. So he won the world title at a Survivor Series. Fuck, who did he win it off of then?
Probably would have been Edge.
Oh, motherfucker!
Unless it was Punk.
It wasn't. It wasn't Punk. That would have lived in our zeitgeist.
Yeah. Did he win it off of the only other person that I can think of that was a heel at that point that he would have came back and faced as like the triumphant returning face? It was maybe Jericho. Would he have beat Jericho?
Wait. It was. Okay, I got it. So, remember the championship scramble. I knew that there was a chord here. So Punk beat Edge for the world title, right? Then they had this championship scramble. Punk fakes an injury angle, or like they give an injury angle the night of the championship scramble, and Jericho steps in. Jericho wasn't even supposed to be part of the match, and he won the world title that night.
Oh, yeah.
And that would have been like No Way Out. That would have been like No Way Out or whatever, which would have been like September or October, which would have then led him to losing to Jericho at Survivor Series, or Jericho versus Cena at Survivor Series for the world title, where Cena would have come back as the conquering hero. We got it, right? Like we're like this is fucking it.
We don't have to say the year, right? Because I don't fucking know.
No,
I don't know the fucking year on that.
So Survivor Series, Cena beats Jericho, first ever world title.
I could parse it out. So let's see here. Let's just be let's be official here. All right, so that would have been WrestleMania 25 that Cena did that with. So 40 minus 25 is 15, right?
Don't ask me to math. I'm a dummy.
Yes.
Come on, guys. Okay. I'm calculating just to make sure. Okay, it is. So
calculator.
2024, which is when WrestleMania 40 will take place, minus 15 years, is 2009. So this would have been Survivor Series 2008. That's John Cena beat Chris Jericho for the world title. We good? I feel good about this one.
Yeah.
Yep.
This was truly a 3-man triumvirate. So good work, boys. He says, I apologize for the last up chumps. You were right. I am wrong. I'm man enough to admit it. Damn right you were. John Cena defeated Chris Jericho at Survivor Series 2008. Pat, you damn near got us. But you can't live in those damn near houses.
Oh,
You know, you can't make money off of those damn near jobs, and you can't drive those damn near cars. Pat, you damn near held on to the Cruiserweight Championship this time, didn't you? Right? You damn near stood a chance at winning our football league, didn't you? But damn near ain't worth a hell of beans.
hella beans.
So, Pat, thank you for your question, my man. But it's the same as it ever was. Once again, you lose. And you get nothing.
Ooh.
Damn near. Jeez.
Oh, let him have it.
Oh boy. Thank you all for listening to the P3 podcast. We always appreciate and love you. And yeah. Thank you to Tiger Bomb Tom, our very own Tiger Bomb Tom, and his page Casual Gaming Dad over on Facebook. Casual Gaming Dad. Make sure you look him up. Casual Gaming Dad 84 over on Twitch, and Casual Gaming Dad on the YouTubes as well. His streams are fun and he's real good. Sean Tischler, we love you. Keep up your work with wrestling on the independent level in Pennsylvania. And make sure you go on over, diving backwards. Go to gouldgaming.com and search on Casual Gaming Dad. And look for your very own P3 Podcast t-shirt. There you go. You can't stump us. You damn near you can, but not ever.
Damn near.
Damn near. You can damn near do it, but you can't ever just quite finish the job. No Amdar. And thank you for showing up and listening here. And remember, when a porn star takes their clothes off, they're getting dressed for work. Bye, everybody.
Damn near.